The Blue Ridge Mountains, a place many come to relax. Yes. But not these teenagers.
Since I've been here, I've lost 11.5 pounds in 2 weeks, or 11 pounds.
Sydney Applebaum weighed 211 pounds when she came here. Her grades had fallen, and she stopped taking part in activities she loved, like theater.
Having all eyes on you on the stage when you're that heavy sort of is terrifying.
It was more than that for Melanie Traldi. She had a health scare.
My doctor and my mom are both like, she's obviously overweight and like she needs to lose weight.
Both teenagers were determined to change, so they left home to come to Wellspring Academy in Western North Carolina.
At first, it was kind of like overwhelming.
Wellspring is an overnight camp in the summer, but what makes it unique is that there's a boarding school the rest of the year. The main course is weight loss. Exercise is everything from team sports to intense workouts. The teenagers are on the move for 8 hours a day. They have to get in 10,000 steps or 5 miles every day.
Thank you.
Students are on a strict diet, less than 20 grams of fat a day. They get a portion-controlled entree like a chicken burrito and as many fruits and veggies as they want. Everything they eat is written in a journal. Wellspring says 2 out of 3 students keep the weight off in the first year after they return home, and student GPAs jump by more than 25% while they're at the boarding school.
We really try to incorporate everything that they would need. We'll have Spanish classes, we'll have what these campers will need because we are an accredited school to get back to high school and have those credits transfer over.
Applebaum says the most important lesson is self-confidence.
I want to be able to inspire other people to sort of get off their butts and do this for themselves.
She's lost more than 50 pounds.
I accepted it into my life. I was like, this is the way I want to live my life now.
She leaves here looking different, but it's the change we can't see that she says matters most. In Canton, North Carolina, Robin Kennedy, 7 on your side.
Jenna Chrisman weighs 240 pounds. A morbidly obese teenager, she's already diabetic and even has trouble walking.
I see a fat blob.
Jenna says she was struggling in school and being taunted.
Being called manatee, a white whale, hippopotamus, and a lot of other new names.
That's terrible. How does that affect you when you hear those words?
It affects me like miserable, very sad, and helpless.
As a last resort, her parents pulled together thousands of dollars in tuition to send her here to the Wellspring Academy in rural North Carolina. It's a boarding school like no other for kids 11 to 18. She joined students like 16-year-old Michael Schlesinger, who arrived 9 months ago. He weighed a staggering 428 pounds.
Was there a straw that broke the camel's back for you?
I'd get out of breath walking down the block. It just became to the point where I had enough. And seatbelts became a problem.
In the car?
Yeah. And it just bothered me to know that I can't even barely sit in a car anymore.
Michael says his first week felt like torture. I
had shin splints where it would hurt to walk, and it was tough.
How many times did you want to quit?
In that first week, I can't even think I can count that high.
Weight loss is the core curriculum here. The school year is literally a race to save their students' lives. They'll spend months cut off from their families. They get just 2 10-minute phone calls home a week. They'll eat every meal in this cafeteria. At Wellspring, they're not as obsessed with counting carbs. They're focused on fat. Their goal is 0 grams a day.
What are you having? I'm fries, veggie sausage, hash browns, and egg beaters with ketchup.
They offer a portion-controlled entree and an all-you-can-eat salad bar designed to teach students self-control. Rules here are super strict. No TV except in the gym, and absolutely no food outside the dining hall. Of course, the students have a weekly weigh-in.
How did you do on Monday?
269.
And how'd you do today?
267.5.
All right! The first couple times you got on the scale, what was that like?
My first week here, I lost 15 pounds.
You lost 15 pounds in a week?
That's what made me want to keep going.
He averages a 7-pound weekly weight loss. Over 9 months, he manages to lose 160 pounds. The students are rewarded for brisk morning walks and intensive exercise.
I just want to go lay down.
There you go. Put your hands over your head.
But the physical demands send Jenna to the emotional brink.
God put me here for a reason. And my mom and dad put me here for a reason. They want to help me lose weight, and they're also doing the same thing at home.
It's a lonely battle, but she's far from alone. Childhood obesity has tripled over the past 30 years. Now, nearly 1 in every 3 school-age kids in America is obese or overweight. But Wellspring believes the solution to this alarming epidemic lies as much in a kid's mind as in their metabolism.
Mind over matter. I just feel very nauseous. I've been drinking water and everything, and it's not working.
Or Abigail John.
At Wellspring, in addition to math and history, the students will undergo intense behavior modification through meticulous food diaries.
Every day you just do like what you ate in that meal, the calories, the fat grams.
Combined with talk therapy.
I'm petrified of like gaining even like 5 pounds.
Sydney Applebaum has been here for 9 months and is about to graduate. She got here weighing 211 pounds.
Within like the span of an hour, I need to eat like a day's worth of calories.
Okay, come on out.
She's lost 67 pounds total, but she still sees a 200-pound girl staring back at her.
I'm like very aware of all of the weight. And so it's hard to like shake that feeling.
Right. So once again, it's easier to shed it physically, but harder to shed it in your mind.
Absolutely.
On average, weight loss programs, no matter how comprehensive, have a 90% failure rate. Wellspring claims that 2/3 of their graduates either maintain or continue their weight loss. The entire package costs $50,000 for an academic year.
Was it easy for your parents to pay for this?
Not whatsoever.
How'd they do it?
I don't even know to this day. In my opinion, it was worth every penny.
Michael's whole physique is so completely altered, his own father didn't recognize him on his last visit home for spring break.
He walked right by me.
He walked right by you?
Yep.
What did you say?
Well, I stopped him. I tapped him on the shoulder, hugged me, and kind of just went on our way.
Sydney just went home to her high school prom, excited to show off her new figure to her old friends.
I'm so proud of her. She looks amazing.
Jenna has lost 30 pounds and found new hope.
It feels like I'm happy to be alive every single day.
The graduates will leave looking radically different. The key is feeling differently as well. For Nightline, I'm Juju Chang in Asheville, North Carolina.
Childhood obesity is a national epidemic, and some parents are opting for an extreme solution to get their kids' weight under control, sending their children to a boarding school in North Carolina. It's a kind of, well, dieting boot camp where kids learn to count calories and learn how to take control of their lives and bodies. ABC's Juju Chang has a story.
Weight loss is the core curriculum here at Wellspring Academy. For some kids, like Michael and Sydney, this school is literally a last and sometimes life-saving resort.
Seatbelts. And seatbelts became a problem.
Within like the span of an hour, I need to eat like a day's worth of calories for sure.
Wellspring believes the solution lies as much in a kid's mind as in their metabolism, but it's an uphill climb. When 16-year-old Michael Schlesinger arrived 9 months ago, he looked like this.
How much did you weigh at that point?
428.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
He says the first week felt like torture.
I had shin splints where it would hurt to walk, and it was tough. But the first time I ever got on the scale, after my first week here, I lost 15 pounds.
You lost 15 pounds in a week?
That's what made me want to keep going, is seeing the numbers on the scale keep going down.
Where are you now?
269.
My bunk is this little disaster zone.
Sydney Applebaum weighed 211 pounds on her first day at Wellspring. That was 67 pounds and 9 months ago, but she still sees a 200-pound girl staring back at her.
I see places for improvement immediately, and it's not really until I consciously make myself think about it that I can like start to somewhat point out like positive things. At meals, sometimes I'll like poke my thighs because I get I'm like very aware of all of the weight, and so it's hard to like shake that feeling.
Right. So once again, it's easier to shed it physically, but harder to shed it in your mind.
Absolutely.
For Sydney, the therapy over months and months is what the school hopes will turn it all around. Rules here are super strict. No TV except in the gym. Only 2 10-minute phone calls home per week. And absolutely no food outside the dining hall.
Why is everything so tightly controlled?
We're trying to teach our kids to gain the control of wanting and desiring that amount of structure.
Heather Richardson is the clinical director.
We are working at nurturing what we call a healthy obsession.
The whole package costs $50,000 for an academic year. Some come for half the time. But even then, it's a hefty bill.
It's expensive.
A recent study showed that it cost $153,000 over a period of a lifetime to be obese in lost wages and medical expenses. So if we look at that number, and then $6,000 a month seems a little bit more reasonable.
Was it easy for your parents to pay for this?
Not whatsoever.
How'd they do it?
I don't even know to this day, but it got done, and you know what, in my opinion, it was worth every penny.
For Good Morning America, Juju Chang, ABC News, Asheville, North Carolina.
Is your teen out of control? The Aspen Education Group can help you get that teen back on track. Now, Aspen's nationwide network of programs has been featured on my show for years, and they can help your family too. Now, you can call an Aspen consultant today to learn more about their outstanding residential and outdoor programs.